Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to this, your March 1st through March 15th reading and predictions. For those of you who are new here and just joining, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support this channel. As you will notice from the number of subscribers I have, I am this close to achieving my first level of monetization. So if you wouldn't mind, watching the whole video so that it counts towards the hours, as well as subscribing to this channel. That's really going to help me to build this channel and get these messages out to more people. Please stick around all the way until the end as well, because I do have a feature at the end where I pull a card for yes, no questions. If you have that burning question and you need a yes or a no answer, I do have a deck of cards that I use that have yes and no answers on them. So I will be doing that and providing that opportunity to you right at the very end. So, Aquarius, let's dive into your reading. The last reading I did for you covered the time frame from February the 15th through February the 29th. And I'm just going to pull up my notes here really quickly, maybe. There we go. All right. So, yes, just reminding myself what came up for you. Naivety came up. That was a big word that came up for you last month for February. That Aquarius, we are used to, now I say we, and the reason I say we is because for those of you that don't know, I too am an Aquarius. So this is my reading as much as it's yours. We have this thing where we like to know everything and we like to know all of the answers before we make a decision. But the reality is that we are stepping up and stepping into the age of Aquarius, out of the age of Pisces. And the reality is that nobody knows what tomorrow holds. Even me sitting here as a psychic, I don't know what tomorrow holds, especially not for myself. If you speak to any psychic out there, they're going to tell you that, sure, I can read other people. I read other people sometimes as if they are open books, but to read myself, the universe said, that's not allowed. Okay. And the reading that you had for the end of February showed up that sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zones, Aquarius, in order to be able to make your decisions. Your decisions are not always like going forward. Your decisions are not always going to be based on knowing everything and knowing all the answers and knowing what the outcome is going to be if you choose this way or that way or this way. So let's jump in. Where are we going for your first cards? Yeah, I'm getting called really strongly here to the Everyday Witch. So let's jump into pulling some cards for you and see which direction the universe is taking us for March. Aquarius, where are they now? We've got a couple of cards. My goodness, cards jumping out all over the place. What do we have? Oh, we have the Hierophant again, Aquarius. Oh my goodness. The Hierophant comes up quite regularly for you right now. So clearly there is a lot that you are working towards clearing. You've got the Queen of Pentacles. And we've got a couple of other cards that dove out of the deck here. All right. We've got the King of Swords, the Tower, and the Fool. Wow. Aquarius, out of 5 cards that jumped out of the deck, 3 of them are major arcana. This is indicating that there really is quite a significant shift in energies for you as you move through and into the springtime if you're in the northern hemisphere, and into the fall period if you're in the southern hemisphere. Now, you have the Queen of Pentacles and you have the King of Swords coming in. This may indicate a possible partnership coming up for you in the very near future, Aquarius. This is cards for where you're at now, as I'm pulling these cards for you here at the end of February, just before we move into March. I do intend to post my videos 2 days before the end of the month, so that's when I'm doing this recording. Queen of Pentacles is the richest queen in the deck, and the Queen of Pentacles is all about earning money, having beautiful things, beautifying the world, but she is also about generosity because she is so rich and she is successful in her business. And then you have the King of Swords coming in. The King of Swords is the least emotional king in the deck. This man does not have a heartfelt emotion in his body. What he does have is a determination beyond reproach. He comes from a very, very intellectual place. So this is indicating that you have the Queen and the King coming up here, Aquarius, that there may very well be a business type partnership coming up for you in the very near future. So be on the lookout for that. But the next few cards that are coming up for you indicate the Hierophant, the Tower, and then the Fool. If you are unfamiliar with the Hierophant work, and if you've ever watched my videos, any of the zodiac signs where if you go through the playlist and you look for the Hierophant in the title, I give very detailed explanations about the Hierophant in some of my other videos. I won't dive too deeply into it because I think I already have for some of the Aquarius viewers who have been on my videos for some time. But very, very briefly, the Hierophant is about looking at the institutions and the beliefs that we have that came from outside of ourselves that are still influencing us but may no longer resonate. So, just as a really quick example, some of the religious tenets, and this one is big for a lot of people right now because religion does not appear in the greater scheme of things on the global scale to have the same pull on the people. It does not have the same influence over the people that it did even as little as 50 years ago. And yet religion is an institution, therefore it falls under the purview of the Hierophant. And many people today who were raised with very strict religious tenets are now questioning those tenets and going, wait, why am I doing something like that? That doesn't resonate for me. That's the work of the Hierophant. And then we're going to move into the tower here for you, Aquarius. Now, the tower is about the universe poking you several times, saying you need to make a change. You need to drop an old belief system. There is something you need to shift. And if you don't do it, here you go. The universe is going to bitch slap you and make the change for you. And you're going to be forced into a situation where you have to change, Aquarius. This terrifies me because this is my reading as well. So at the moment, I'm a little terrified about what's coming. But the very next card that jumped out of the deck is the Fool. And the Fool is the 0 card in the tarot. The Fool is about brand new beginnings. The fact that you have a potential new partnership coming in with the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Potential new partnership, but there is some kind of belief system that you are holding on to that may prevent you from really solidifying this partnership with this Hierophant work. Once you do this work, you might be able to skip the full trauma of a tower moment, but if you don't do the Hierophant work, the full force of the tower is likely to come in. But that's going to bring you to a brand new beginning and a new start. And again, here we go. Just like your last reading, naivety. The Fool is naive. The fool doesn't have all the answers. The fool is setting out on a journey without knowing where he's going to stay. He hasn't booked a hotel, but he booked a flight. He's just going to pick up and go halfway around the world. But where am I going to stay? I don't know. I've never been to that country before. This is the energy of the fool, where it's exciting and on a whim, I'm just going to book something and I'm going to go out into the world. Oh, wait, I don't have everything planned out yet. That terrifies Aquarius. And yet, time and time and time again, Aquarians are the ones that are doing just that. I really feel like these first 5 cards that have come out for you, Aquarius, and that this has taken up 10 minutes of your reading. I really feel like there's a new partnership coming in for you, but you need to do some deep internal work. You need to release a belief system about partnerships. And once you do, you can move into this Fool energy, move into an amazing new beginning with regards to work and career. And if you don't do the deep internal work and you don't release those belief systems, the universe is going to do it for you and you're still going to move into the Fool energy and still move into something new and beautiful. We're going over here. I'm going to switch up your reading a little bit because those first cards that came out really were, in my opinion, the direction for the rest of the month. We're going to see what you're kind of focusing on. But we're going to kind of go over this because I think really what you're going to be focusing on, interesting. There's 2 more cards here that don't want to go back in the deck. And I'm wondering how I'm going to get these off the floor. There we go. Okay. Four of Winter. At some point in time, you're going to be called towards some retreat. You've got the 5 of Cups here. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is amazing. The Wheel of Fortune was the last card that came out here. All right. 5 of Summer. We're going to just quickly go through this, Aquarius. 5 of Summer corresponds to this reading for you because the 5 of Summer is the card of don't cry over spilled milk. This is the card of, instead of you looking at the Tower moment and going, oh my God, my world is ending, look at it and say, hey, when one door closes, another one's going to open and things are going to be great. Okay. And that's what the 5 of Summer or 5 of Cups represents. It's about not looking at something that is happening to us, that we are experiencing as a full, don't frame it fully as a negative. Sure, it might hurt like hell. Sure, it may not feel very good as it's happening, but the faster that we can view it as a potential opportunity, the better. That moves me into the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is a card, or 10 of Autumn here, as it is in this case, is a card of, for those of you in the United States, this is your 401k card. For those in Canada, this is your RRSP, RESP, TFSA card. I'm sorry, I don't know the acronyms or what they're called in Australia and the UK and the EU and the other English-speaking countries. But basically, this is put money aside for a rainy day. Now, full disclosure, full disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you formal financial advice, but this card is about saving for a rainy day. Saving for a rainy day is generally accepted, good, sound financial common sense. All right. So concentrate on this. And the reason that you need to concentrate on making sure that you've got a little bit of money set aside for a rainy day is because of this Tower moment that came up for you. 4 of Winter. 4 of Winter is the card of stepping aside, getting out of your own way, taking quiet moments, quiet contemplation, So you'll notice on this card, the fairy here is just resting inside her little home, inside her tree, taking a few moments to self. This is the card that I like to call the quiet hermit or the little hermit. It's about making sure that you're making time for yourself, Aquarius. You've got the Empress here, and the Empress is the card of take action. You are birthing something new into the world. So take action. So these two cards together, the Four of Swords and the Empress, is about taking action, but taking action after you've contemplated what it is you want to take action on. Okay. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is the card that delays are over. The Wheel of Fortune has spun. Something has been put into motion. And like the Tower, something has been put into motion that can't really be stopped right now. And you're on this roller coaster, and it's a good thing. The Wheel of Fortune is a very positive card. It is a card of change. It's a card of shift. It's a card of moving into something brand new, as is the Fool. But it's also a very positive card. I also mentioned, and for whatever reason it came up, when I was reading these first couple cards about Aquarius, randomly out of the blue, I'm just going to book a trip and go over to Thailand. Oh yeah, probably should have booked a hotel before I got on the airplane, right? So I was talking about maybe traveling, maybe doing something just random. This card may indicate random unexpected travel. So there you go, Aquarius. What kinds of challenges are you potentially? Now, I say potentially, and the reason I say potentially, Aquarius, is because we have free will. So, as much as I'm doing this reading for you, this is what I'm picking up for you moving into the early part of March as we sit here at the end of February. And you may turn around and go, you know what? I am totally not stepping into the energy of the Fool or the Wheel of Fortune, and I'm going to sit here in my comfort zone and I'm not leaving my comfort zone. In which case, none of this is going to resonate for you. But for those of you that it does resonate with, you're stepping up, stepping out, stepping into a different future, accepting the Hierophant work and getting excited about this, then it's going to resonate more for you guys. And that's because we have free will. So as I'm pulling these cards, I'm pulling potentialities. I went a couple of years ago on one of my videos, I went in very deep in each of the zodiac signs about why zodiac readings resonate and then don't resonate. So that's just kind of a little hint on why they resonate and why they don't. And it's directly related to our free will. So let's pull the potential challenges and difficult influences for you, Aquarius, for the first half of March. We've got two cards that have flipped out. Okay. Those back in their place. The first card that flipped out, oh, there's actually three cards here. There was two of them that were stuck together. So, oh my gosh. Oh, geez. Aquarius, where is it? This card. Four of Swords. Remember this card? And the little fairy is tucked inside her little home and she's resting and she's taking time for herself. You have the Four of Swords again. And remember what I called the Four of Swords? I called the Four of Swords the quiet hermit or the little hermit. You have the Hermit coming up in your difficult influences. And you also have the Strength card. So, Aquarius, you now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major arcana cards in your reading. There are 22 major arcana cards, and you have 7 of them in your reading. This is huge for you, Aquarius. A huge change, a huge shift is happening in your life this spring. In your difficult influences, you have the Strength card. The Strength card is the card that reminds you that you are stronger than you think you are. You know more than you think you do. Take that imposter syndrome and kick it out the door. You are stronger than you know. But you're not believing that right now. That's why this card is coming up in your difficult influences. Does that mean that this card is going to sit in your difficult influences infinitely? Absolutely not. Embrace your strength. Remind yourself how strong you truly are. Now let's move into the little quiet hermit and the hermit. Oh, wait a minute. And the little quiet hermit over here, Four of Winter, also known as the Four of Swords. Four of Swords, hermit. I can't reiterate this enough for you, Aquarius. These 3 cards are all asking you to please make time for yourself, make time for your meditations, make time for quiet contemplation as you move through this first part of March. It is absolutely essential that you do this. The fact that you have 3 cards with basically the same meaning coming up. This is a card that you are focusing on, what you are focusing on bringing into your life. This is what you are struggling against. You are bumping up against this going, oh, I don't have time. Oh my God. Intuitive butterfly. Marnie told me that I'm supposed to make time for myself, but I can't because I have to. I'm going here. I'm going there. Mm-mm. Make time, Aquarius, please. The cards are asking you to make time. Messages the universe wants you to hear at this time, Aquarius. And I threw that one on the floor. Well, I didn't throw it. I mean, it flipped out, but the desk didn't catch it. Messages from the universe. Okay. Let's pick that one up off the floor first, as it was the first one that came out. Express your feelings. That's something we really struggle against, don't we, Aquarius? We're not really kind of snuggable people. Aquarius, take responsibility for your actions. When you're doing Hierophant work, it's really important that you're taking responsibility for your actions and not living in victim or blame mode. Oh my gosh, I've lived my whole life like this because religion told me to do this. Oh my gosh, I've lived my whole life like this because my teacher in grade 2 told me that I can't do this or I can't do that. That is the energy of the Hierophant. That is the work of the Hierophant. Is us waking up to those institutions and going, that doesn't resonate for me. Bye-bye. That's stepping up and taking responsibility for our actions and not living in victim mode. Really, really important lesson. All right. We are going to step into unexpected. What's unexpected? Like you need something else that's unexpected right now, right, Aquarius? I mean, oh my goodness, this reading. Apparently, you don't have much that's unexpected this month because no cards coming out. All right, let's try again. Unexpected for Aquarius for first half of March. Apparently, you have something unexpected. Now you have more. And more. Okay. First card, second two cards. Where's the last one? There it is. Okay. All right. Aquarius, unexpected for you moving into the month of March. You have the fighting card. It's not surprising actually to see this card come out. And here's the reason why. When you're doing Hierophant work, as I already mentioned, there may be that desire, and that's maybe why the towers come up as well. There may be that desire or that yearning to move into that victim mode of, oh, I can't believe I lived my whole life like this, and move into that blame. I lived my whole life like this. Oh, I'm so angry at that person. It's all right to be angry at them, but don't carry that around for the rest of your life, obviously. Take responsibility for your actions in things and accept that little you who was placed in that position of having someone else's belief systems kind of pushed down on you. Take responsibility for that. Okay. And it's okay to feel some anger, and it's okay to feel angry. But if you are fighting that internal fight, and that's what this card is about. It's about fighting yourself and fighting your feelings and fighting your emotions, right? And that's essentially what the Hierophant next to this tower is saying here, right? That's why you're going to need to step up and step into your own strength, and why you're going to need all this Hermit energy. But because what this fighting card is about fighting against yourself, fighting against giving up a belief system, a deeply held belief system. When you do, you're going to move into adventure. I love this card because this card speaks of travel again. Yay, more travel. Oh yeah, do you have another card that speaks of travel? Where'd it go? There it is. Wheel of Fortune. You can see down here. A new car or travel. And now you have the adventure card, and the adventure card speaks of travel. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups card says celebration across the bottom here. Three of Cups is a card that is almost always represented by three women dancing on it. The three women dancing represents phases and stages that we go through in our lives, but it is also about community, and it is about celebrating. So there is definitely something for you to celebrate as you move through March. The way that these cards are coming out, Aquarius, is that as you shift from February into March, things are going to be a little bit rocky. You're going to start exploring your institutions and belief systems. You may have a tower moment coming up, and then ultimately you're going to shift into this adventure and celebration. That's why these are coming up in your unexpected. And the final card in your unexpected is patience. Now, I do want to point out with this card, look across the top. Across the top here, you have the phases of the moon. This card also represents phases. And you had the Empress over here, who represents birthing something new into the world. This is also about birthing something new into the world. Look at the image on the card. The goddess depicted on this card is pregnant. Okay. The interpretation of all of this coming together for you, Aquarius, is you are this close to birthing some new idea out into the world, whether it be a literal birth, whether it be attaining that new relationship that you've been working towards manifesting, whether it be leveling up in your current career, or whether it be putting a whole new business and new idea out into the world. These cards, this whole reading is indicating that you are on the verge of leveling up, big time in your life. Your final general overall outcome. We're going here. Final general overall outcome for Aquarius, and then we're going to get into your yes, no. Final general overall outcome. Yes. Okay, you've been watching and you've been seeing when I shuffle these cards, numerous cards come out almost all the time. I mean, I wanted one or two cards for where you were at now when the Hierophant and the Tower and the Fool and the King and Queen came out and you got 5 cards. And in your focus, you got 5 more cards and you've got 4 more cards here. Numerous cards keep jumping out. And for your final overall outcome, you have 1 card, Aquarius. 1 card and 1 card only. And it is the Magician. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. The Magician. The Magician is the card. And again, this is Major Arcana. This is yet another Major Arcana card in your reading. The Magician is our reminder of how powerful we are as beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Now, I know that that is, oh my God, that is so yesterday to be saying that. And yet it's true. And some of us need that reminder again. We are magical, powerful, spiritual beings, and we have the ability and the capacity to manifest that which we want. And when we finally do, sometimes it's magical and it looks like it's magic. But when we look back over your reading and the cards and the path to get to this magician coming out for you, Aquarius, it's really not magic. It may seem like magic when you get further into the month of March and all of a sudden your manifestations start coming true. It may seem like it's magic, but when you look back and go, wait, I did that Hierophant work and I gave up that belief system and I moved into a new partnership and I started really, truly digging in and legitimately taking time for myself and my hermit type work. And I gave up fighting against myself and I really stepped into community. All of these things. That's you. That's not coming externally. Nothing came from outside. That was you that created this beautiful outcome. And that is your magician. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Let's move into your yes or your no question. Oh my God, this reading was just, I'm going to have to go do hermit work after this reading so that I can internalize it. All right, Aquarius, if you have a yes, no question that you would like to have an answer to, ask it now. You may wish to close your eyes, ask your question quietly in your mind or out loud, whatever works for you. And let's have a yes or a no for Aquarius for March. Oh my goodness. All right. We have a whole bunch of cards that came out, and this is really not going to work for us. So let's put them all back in, mix them up again, because we only need one answer. We need one answer, please. Cards, one answer. Yes or no for Aquarius? Yes or no? There we go. Now we have our single card answer, Aquarius, in response to your question. Your answer is let go. Let go. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Greatly appreciate you watching the entire video. Like I said before, if this resonated for you, please hit that like button and subscribe. A lot of people watch, but they don't subscribe, and it really does help the channel if you just hit that little button. And as always, if you are interested in booking a private consultation with me, my contact details are down below. I look forward to having the honor of doing your next reading for you in the middle of March. Take care, everyone.